Every December, millions of people flood into London for Christmas. The spectacular lights, the bustling markets, the magical atmosphere. But here is something most visitors never realize. London didn't just perfect Christmas celebrations. This city actually invented the Christmas we know today. And the story begins in 1843 with a struggling writer and a ghost story that changed the world. When I walked through London last Christmas, I was surrounded by traditions we assume have existed forever. Decorated Christmas trees, elaborate gift-giving, family feasts, acts of charity, even the simple greeting, Merry Christmas. But here's the surprising truth. Before the 1840s, Christmas in Britain was fading away. There were no big celebrations, no family gatherings, no special meals. Christmas was becoming just another winter day. So what transformed everything in less than a decade? December 19th, 1843. A small book goes on sale in London bookshops. The author is Charles Dickens, and he's written it in just 6 weeks. The title, A Christmas Carol. Within days, the first edition sells out completely. Within a month, it becomes the publishing sensation of the year. But Dickens didn't just write a popular story about a miserly old man visited by ghosts. He created a complete blueprint for how Christmas should be celebrated. Through the story of Ebenezer Scrooge, Dickens painted a picture of the ideal Christmas. Family coming together from far away. Tables laden with food and drink. Employers giving bonuses to workers. The wealthy helping the poor. Joy, generosity, and redemption. These weren't ancient traditions Dickens was describing. He was inventing them. Or rather, he was reviving and reimagining older customs that had nearly disappeared. The book's impact was immediate and profound. Within a few years, Christmas in Britain was transformed. Factories started closing on Christmas Day. Employers gave gifts to workers. Families began gathering for special meals. Churches held Christmas services for packed congregations. The phrase, Merry Christmas, barely used before Dickens became the standard greeting of the season. One book, written in 6 weeks, reshaped Christmas forever. But Dickens wasn't working alone. Just 3 years before Dickens published his famous story, something else happened that would define Christmas. In 1840, Queen Victoria married Prince Albert of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha in what is now Germany. Prince Albert brought a tradition from his homeland, the decorated Christmas tree. German families had been decorating evergreen trees for decades, but the custom was virtually unknown in Britain. At first, it was simply a private family tradition at Windsor Castle. But in December 1848, the Illustrated London News published an image that changed everything. It showed Queen Victoria, Prince Albert, and their children gathered around a beautifully decorated Christmas tree. This single illustration transformed Christmas in Britain. If the royal family celebrated with a Christmas tree, then every family wanted one. Within 10 years, decorated evergreen trees became the centerpiece of British Christmas celebrations. Today, this massive Norway spruce stands in Trafalgar Square every December. It's a gift from the people of Oslo. Thanking Britain for support during World War II, this tradition has continued since 1947. But here's the irony. Britain's Christmas tree tradition came from Germany, not Scandinavia. Prince Albert's German heritage gave Britain one of its most iconic Christmas symbols. But the Christmas tree and Dickens' story were just the beginning. Victorian London became a factory of Christmas innovation, inventing tradition after tradition. 1843, the same year as A Christmas Carol, a London civil servant named Sir Henry Cole has an idea. Instead of writing individual Christmas letters, why not print festive cards? He commissions an artist to design the first commercial Christmas card. It shows 3 generations of a family raising glasses in celebration, with the message, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you. The idea spread slowly at first, but by the 1880s, people are sending millions of Christmas cards every year. 1847, Tom Smith, a London confectioner, travels to Paris and sees bonbons wrapped in twisted paper. He brings the idea back to London, but adds something special, a strip of paper that makes a crack when pulled apart. The Christmas cracker is born. Within decades, no British Christmas table is complete without them. Victorian London also created Christmas shopping as we know it. Department stores like Harrods, Selfridges, and Fortnum and Mason transformed their windows into elaborate Christmas displays. Shopping became entertainment. The concept of buying special gifts for everyone in the family became standard practice. And the spectacular lights you see today, They evolved from Victorian gas lamps specially lit for the Christmas season. Regent Street installed its first electric Christmas lights in 1954, but the tradition of illuminating London for Christmas goes back more than a century and a half. So when you walk through London at Christmas today, you're not just seeing festive decorations. You're walking through living history. Every tradition around you has a story that traces back to this city. Covent Garden Market with its Christmas stalls. That's Victorian shopping culture, where commerce and celebration merged into entertainment. The glittering lights on Oxford Street and Regent Street. That's department store innovation from the 1800s, evolved with modern technology. The Christmas markets selling crafts and seasonal treats. That's a German tradition adopted and adapted by Britain, then shared with the world. The Christmas trees in windows and squares. That's Prince Albert's German custom, popularized by Queen Victoria, now recognized globally as the symbol of Christmas. And that feeling in the air, the sense that Christmas should be about family, generosity, warmth, and a bit of magic. That's Charles Dickens' vision, created right here in London 180 years ago. Every December, millions travel to London for Christmas. They come for the lights and the markets, for the atmosphere and the spectacle, for that special feeling that seems to fill the air. What most don't realize is that they're experiencing and celebrating traditions that were invented, refined, and exported from this very city less than 200 years ago. London didn't just embrace Christmas. Victorian London reimagined it, democratized it, and gave it to the modern world. Every Christmas tree you decorate, every card you send, every cracker you pull, every time you say Merry Christmas, it all traces back to Victorian London. That's why Christmas is in the air here, because this is where the Christmas we celebrate was born. I'm the Universal Lecturer, and this is where the world comes to learn.